Hey everyone, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another weekly recap. I did not do one last week because I was on vacation, so this week is going to be the all Disney edition. I just got back from Florida, went on vacation down to Walt Disney World. I did not do a lot of videoing down there this year just because I just didn't feel like it, so I am going to add in as much as I can for the pictures or the limited video that I did take. We were down in Walt Disney World for about 6 days, and then we went down to Vero Beach for another 5 days. And I'll break it down and I'll let you know what I thought, crowd levels, where we ate, what we did, how was it in this almost extended coronavirus time, I guess you'd call it. So we got there on Friday, I believe it was the 30th. We flew down, the flight was no problem. Getting the bags was no problem. A lot of people were having issues with cars, renting cars. Now the lines were really long to rent cars, but if you went up to the little computer kiosk and you had your reservation, all you really had to do was stick your license into the machine and your credit card, and it spat out your reservation information, which was super convenient because Anne was getting the bags with Johnny. I went to the car rental, grabbed the car, we got the bags, we went right into the car, and we were on our way. So the first 2 nights we were at Bay Lake Tower in a studio, which we've never been in a studio before at Bay Lake Tower, but I have to say they are extremely tiny for 3 people. I mean, maybe with 2 people it would be not too bad, but we found it small for 2 adults and a 9-year-old. But we enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. As soon as we got there, we decided to walk. Did we walk over? I'm not sure. I don't remember if we walked over. We took the monorail over to the Magic Kingdom. We like to go to the Magic Kingdom first whenever we get down there because it is our favorite park. So we went down there. We hit the Magic Kingdom up for a while. Got some photos. It was really crowded. It didn't seem any different than a normal summer crowd. I mean, it wasn't too bad. We had dinner reservations at Crystal Palace later that night. So we just went into the park for a little while, went back to Bay Lake Tower, swam in the pool, and I actually was able to push back our reservation to 8:20 because it was much earlier and we wanted to relax a little before dinner. We got dressed, we went back to Crystal Palace, which used to be a buffet type of meal, but now what they do, it's sort of half order, half family style. Like they bring you bread to your table, they bring a salad for everyone, then you each get to decide on your meal. Anne had prime rib, I had the fried chicken, Johnny had the roasted chicken, and it was all delicious. After your meal, they bring you out all the desserts and you get to try them. But what was really great about the timing was that an 8:20 reservation, as dessert came out, Happily Ever After was starting. So we were allowed to, if we wanted, leave the dessert there, go on the porch of Crystal Palace, watch Happily Ever After, then go back in to finish the meal. But instead, we just ate the dessert really fast. We were kind of full, so we only missed maybe the first 5-10 minutes. And the porch area was pretty empty. And we got to see a great, it was a great view of the show because the main hub was really crowded. Now I have to preface this with, I don't think I took any pictures of anything we ate because it's just not something that I do. We tend to forget. Same thing with Anne. We just don't really take pictures of the food. But so I don't have much to show you on that end. So the next day we decided Johnny really wanted to ride on Space Mountain, and we weren't able to do it the day previous because the lines were pretty long. So about 8:30, we decided to get up, get dressed, and walk over to Magic Kingdom. Since we're at Bay Lake Tower, it was a pretty short walk. Anne stayed back. She just relaxed. We were going to meet up with her later. So we decided to walk in, and they actually were holding people in the hub. They weren't letting you in prior to 9 o'clock, and it was extremely crowded. Now, this was a Saturday, and we tend not to go to the parks on a Saturday sometimes because it does get so crowded. But he wanted to ride Space Mountain. I kind of want to ride it too. So we were just going to go in, hit Space Mountain, and come back. So while we were waiting online, there were a lot of questions that I heard from people who just first timers didn't know what was going on. And someone turns around and asks me, well, what time does this open? Which I thought was a little weird, because I would have thought you would have looked it up and you know it opens at 9 instead of standing around and waiting for it to open. And Johnny, being super excited, said to this gentleman, oh, I can't wait to go on Space Mountain. And he turns and looks at him and goes, well, what's that? So it was kind of strange. So anyway, at 9 o'clock, rope drop happens. We all walk very briskly over to Space Mountain, and there is a huge sea of people outside of Space Mountain. And we're informed by cast members that Space Mountain was down and they were not sure when it was going to go back up. So, of course, being a little upset, I asked Johnny what he wanted to do, and he said, well, let's just wait around here. Let's go sit down in the shade and let's give it 5 minutes. So I said, okay, we'll wait, and the crowd starts dispersing. So he finds a spot outside Space Mountain in the shade, and we can still see there's a big sea of people just hanging out waiting for Space Mountain to open. 5 minutes goes by, and I asked Johnny, I'm like, well, maybe we should go, let's go on something else. And he was like, no, one more minute. And at that time, a cast member came up to us and said, hey, Space Mountain's open, go ahead and get online. And we kind of walked right into Space Mountain before they told this massive sea of people next to us that it was open. So it was kind of, it was a little pixie dust that we got to walk right onto Space Mountain as soon as it opened, rode it, got off, hit the people mover. I tend not to come into Magic Kingdom on a Saturday because it's always packed, and now it's no different. It's really crowded today, even with the new mask rules in place. So we're just ran in, wrote some things, had to do a return, and now we're gonna head back to the pool and relax. And then met Ann back at the hotel and just hung out for the rest of the day. That night we went out to Kona Cafe for dinner, and again this was another buffet restaurant that converted to a family style. So what you get is they serve you a bucket that has shrimp, clams, mussels. You can add on crab, which we did. You also get a tray of steak and chicken with mashed potatoes, and it was delicious. One thing that they added to the bucket though was cod, which we didn't really care for. So when we got some more, because it is all you care to enjoy, we told them please don't include that. Just bring back the bucket without the cod in it. It was very good. I think for the add-on of crab legs, I think it was a little expensive for what it was. But all the shellfish was delicious. The steak was really good. The chicken was delicious as well. So we had a great time eating there. And after that, we kind of just called it a night. I don't think we went back swimming that night. I think we were just exhausted, so we just took it easy. Okay, on 8/1, it was our first day outside of Magic Kingdom. We drove over to Animal Kingdom to hit up some rides, and it didn't seem that crowded when we got there, and we walked over to Flight of Passage to hit it up earlier. I believe the wait said 90 minutes, and it was extremely 90 minutes. The wait time was exact. It was rough. The line was very long. If you know the layout of Animal Kingdom, we got online by Tiffin's, which is right before the bridge that you cross over into Pandora. It wraps all the way down and under this walkway along the water to Africa. Then it looped back around, back into Pandora. And once you cross over Pandora and go underneath the gate where it has the wait time on it, it actually went fast from that point, but the whole snaking you down and around Animal Kingdom took a very long time. The line was moving, but it was still the line was very long. So we got off that, and we wanted to go hit Everest. Everest was down, which caused Kali River Rapids line to grow huge. So we didn't wait for that. We kind of we hit Dinosaur, and then we kind of left. For that day, the Sunday, Animal Kingdom was unbearably crowded, and it just wasn't for us. We decided to leave. We had lunch reservations at Sanaa, so we went over to Animal Kingdom Lodge a little early just to check it out, because we've not really been there. And we checked in for Sanaa, and we hung out at Animal Kingdom. Now, this is the first time we've been to Sanaa, and I have to say it was awesome. I can't wait to go back. And if you're not a fan of Indian food or Indian flavors, don't go to Sanaa. You're not gonna like it at all. And it's funny, there were a lot of people who were walking up asking for reservations. They said they were very limited because they were booked solid. However, they were asking them to please look at the menu to make sure it was something that they would enjoy eating. And out of a few of the groups that walked up, most of them kind of walked away after reading the menu. We did have we had the bread service, of course, first time. It was awesome. I can't wait to go and get the bread service again. Even if we don't have a reservation, I will order the bread service to go and drive over and pick it up, because I really enjoyed it. I think the hotter, they give you 5 pieces of naan, all different, and 10 different items to try, ranging from super spicy, which was sambal, I think it was a red sambal chili paste, which is awesome, to a something that's almost like a tzatziki sauce, very mild. But we loved the hotter sauces. We thought they were absolutely delicious. It was really good. And also had the butter chicken, which was really good as well. I actually got the Sanaa burger, which it was funny because Anna asked me, if I thought that was adventurous enough for me, flavor-wise. And I have to say, it was fantastic. It had goat cheese on it. It had some Indian spice on it, goat cheese, and it came with chips that were sprinkled with curry flavor. But it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I wanted something different. I can get butter chicken anywhere. I can get most Indian food anywhere close to me where I live. So I wanted something that I wasn't really going to get anywhere else. So I went for the burger, and I was surprised with it. Also on this day, we transferred from Bay Lake Pet Tower to Polynesian. It's been a dream of mine to stay in the Polynesian since I was a little kid. It's one of those iconic places that I couldn't wait to get to. So after Animal Kingdom, we checked into the Polynesian. They already had our bags and everything, and we decided to go check out, I guess, the lay of the land and hit the pool, because we were super excited to be there. Okay, so we got to the Polynesian, and it was something that I guess I might have built it up in my mind since I was a kid. Always a place that I wanted to stay at, but I have to say I was extremely disappointed. The Polynesian resort was insanely packed, non-stop. The lava pool was packed, walking around was packed. It was uncomfortable to have so many people there. Now, I don't know if it was because it was sold out, there's a lot of people just staying in rooms, and that can happen, or there was just a bunch of people there who come over to resort hop, but it was uncomfortably crowded at especially the lava pool. And I was just disappointed. It wasn't happy, and I'm sure I'll stay there again, but it's something that you want to stay at for so long, and you get there and you're like, it's not that great. It just didn't live up to expectations. Now, I went down the volcano slide at the lava pool, and this not only injured myself, but also injured Anne. I came flying down the slide. I don't know if you can see the cut on my elbow. It's still healing. I don't know how it's possible, but it gashed open my elbow going down the slide, which really hurt. And then when Anne came down the slide, she came down so fast that when she hit the water, she hit the bottom of the pool. But I mean, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I've never been injured on a Disney slide, and for something I've been wanting to go on to like come off broken and bleeding, it wasn't that enjoyable. We also did spend some time at the Oasis pool, which we loved. It was chill, it was relaxing, and they had a bar right there, which is really nice. So, plus the Oasis pool was way closer to our room, so we can bop in and out pretty quickly. Also, when we got to Poly, I was having a lot of issues with my magic bands buzzing into the pools. So I actually had to go down to front desk twice to do that. So that wasn't, that was kind of annoying that I had to do that twice to get them to fix my magic bands. August 2nd, we were meeting up with some friends. They booked a reservation for the Wave breakfast, but the Wave is under construction, and they were moving everything to California Grill, which we were super excited about. We love California Grill. We've eaten there a bunch of times, and supposedly the Wave breakfast, people love the Wave breakfast. We've never had the Wave breakfast. We've had dinner there a few times. So we got to have breakfast up at California Grill, and it was a beautiful day. I had the avocado toast and was made fun of a lot for being bougie amongst all of our friends, because everyone else got whatever it was, the Wave feast, where you get everything. It's like eggs Benedict, Mickey waffles, potatoes, bacon, sausage, grits, and one of my friends, James, had a lobster tail, and my son had a lobster tail too, to add on. Well, I think he split it with Anne. Johnny and Ann split it. I'm not exactly sure, but I think Johnny probably ate most of it. The breakfast was awesome, and it was a beautiful day. We went out to the observation deck, took some pictures. They were headed into Magic Kingdom. We had a reservation for Magic Kingdom for the day, so we're like, come on, let's go on and let's go have a good time. We walked into Magic Kingdom, and I was shocked because there was bunting, I guess you call it, the banners on the buildings. The Halloween was going up already. I mean, it was August 2nd, so I think they put it up on August 1st. But come on, I think it's a little too soon. At least wait till the middle of August, maybe September, to start with the Halloween decorations. But I was shocked to see Halloween decorations going up on August 2nd. kind of threw me. So it was still crowded in the Magic Kingdom, but everything seemed to move much faster. Like lines they were showing anywhere between, I think, 30, 40 minutes Big Thunder. But Big Thunder ride was only, I think, 20 minutes. Space Mountain showed 90 minutes, but it was, and then it dropped to 50, but I think we only waited 30. Did we do the People Mover? I think we hit the People Mover as well. That wasn't bad. I had to return something and purchase a new phone case. See, I got the D-Tech Villains. They didn't have it for an iPhone 12, so I had to get it printed and wait for it. So while I was waiting for that to get printed, everyone took a walk across the park. They hit Pirates, and they said, oh, Pirates is gonna be 30-minute wait, just meet us over there, we'll be in line. But by the time I got done with the store, because the stores were really crowded, I started walking over there and like, there's no line, we're getting on Pirates. So I was like, okay, well, I'll meet you over there. And that gave me some extra time to grab a shaken Jamaican from the Joffrey stand in Tomorrowland and take my time cutting across the hub. And I met up with everyone else outside of Pirates. So after Pirates, we went over to Big Thunder because the line moved super fast. We wanted to get on Splash Mountain, but the line was really, really long, so that was one thing we didn't get to go on. We all got some Dole Whips, and then it poured for a good 5 minutes, as Florida weather normally does. And we decided to head back to the hotel, relax, go do some swimming, and the rest of our friends were heading over to Epcot to finish up the Remy scavenger hunt. So after heading back to the Poly for a little while, we had reservations to eat at Kona Cafe for dinner. I don't quite remember what I ate because it wasn't very memorable. I thought, I don't remember what Johnny had, and I don't recall what Ann had either. I'm sure it was okay, but it wasn't anything to write home about. I don't think I'd waste my time sitting down in Kona Cafe again to order anything. If there's something from there I'd want, I would probably just order it to go order and be done with it. August 3rd, we had our reservation for Hollywood Studios. We did some Batu bounding, which everyone, cast members, loved our outfits that we had on. I wish the pictures came out a little better, but hey, it is what it is. I tried for the 7 a.m. Rise of the Resistance, which I've been pretty lucky for in the past, but I did not get them this time, and that was okay. We were just planning on hanging out mostly in Galaxy's Edge for the day. We would have loved to go across the park to Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, or Toy Story Land, or even do Mickey and Minnie's, which we've all done, we've all ridden before. But again, Hollywood Studios, crazy packed, absolutely insane. It was very uncomfortable. So we hung out in Galaxy's Edge for most of the day because it was Johnny's birthday, and I made him a reservation to build a lightsaber at Savi's workshop. This is the one he built right here, and as you can see, the battery is off because the chassis is broken. It does not turn on or off. It turns on and off by itself. I've already contacted Disney Parks Merchandise. They're sending a new chassis. They've actually shipped it out already, which I am super happy about. They're awesome. They took care of a problem we had with the Banshee last year, 2 years ago, and they just sent another one, and it was great. So hopefully it's just the chassis that's the problem. When it comes, we're gonna rebuild this and make sure it works, and he was super excited to build that. So Anne went in with him for the lightsaber build because I already did my lightsaber build, and she thought it was pretty awesome as well. It was a great experience. After that, we were barely able to get our table outside of Ronto's Roasters. I did a mobile order. We all got them. Anne's never had one. Johnny's never had one. I've had them before, and they're awesome. So we got there, we sat down, and we devoured them. They were so good. Aside from getting the Ronto wrap, we saw people carrying these around in the parks, and we asked where they got them. These awesome little sippy cups, drink holders. They got them at Ronto Roasters. We each got one of these. They have a little frog guy inside. I'm not exactly sure what they're normally called. I don't remember, but we thought they were so cute, and they went with our tattoo bounding, and they light up. Depending on the drink you have in here, it looks really cool. I had a lemonade in there. Johnny had a Powerade, so it gave it this weird glow as we walked around Hollywood Studios. So those are pretty awesome. So while we were eating the Ronto wrap, 1 o'clock hit. I got us into the 1 o'clock Rise of the Resistance boarding pass, which I was super excited about. We were all excited about. We really wanted to ride it again. And while we were waiting, we decided to hit Muppets 3D movie, which we love. And when that was over, we headed back to Rise of the Resistance. 5 minutes till boarding pass. Then all of a sudden it went to 50 minutes, and Rise went down. So we had to wait a little extra time, and it was just getting, I guess, more and more crowded as the day went on. By the time we got onto Rise, it was maybe 3-ish. We got onto it. The ride worked fine. It was great. It's an amazing ride. Loved it. We got off. We were exhausted for the day. We didn't get to do a lot just because of how busy it was. We decided to head back to Poly and just take it easy and go swimming. We didn't have dinner plans that night, and we get back to the Poly, and I think we were hanging out at the lava pool, and I say to Anne, hey, let's go to Trader Sam's. As long as we're in before 8 o'clock, it's fine. Johnny can come in, because after 8, no children are allowed. I've never been to Trader Sam's. It was a favorite spot of a good friend of mine who passed away, and we always talked about hitting up Trader Sam's together. We never were able to. So I left the pool. I walked over to Trader Sam's. I said, how long is it gonna be? I'm at the pool. I want to make sure I dry off in time. So she says, well, yes, please dry off in time so the seats aren't wet. It's gonna be about 45 minutes before we call you. And I said, how much time do I have after you call me? And she says, you have 15 minutes. And we're very strict about it. If you haven't been to Trader Sam's, it's a very tiny little bar hidden away at the Poly. So if you miss your time, you forfeit. I run back over to Anne. I said, hey, I got a table. Well, I got a reservation, not necessarily a table. It's going to be ready in 45 minutes. We should get a call. So 30 minutes, let's get out of the pool, dry off, and get ready to go over. So we did that. We dry off, and sure enough, 45 minutes later, my phone goes off. My reservation, it's our turn to come in. We walk in, and thankfully, a table was leaving, which was great. We sat down. We got, what did we get? We didn't have dinner reservations, so we decided to order a bunch of food, and got the sushi, which was very good. It was delicious for Disney sushi. Pot stickers. Johnny got the chicken lettuce wraps, which were really good, and I got the Kahlua pork tacos. And of course, we had to order some drinks. Johnny got a tropical punch that came in a souvenir glass. And we had to get souvenir glasses too because it was our first time. So Anne got a zombie, and we took home that glass. So that's pretty gruesome looking, but the zombie, oh man, zombie was strong. And I got a Krakatoa. Neato little mug. The mugs, now at Trader Sam's the drinks are kind of expensive, but then drinks at Disney are kind of expensive. For the mugs aren't that much more to order the mug. So if you see a mug you really like, order the drink, or get the mug. These aren't the ones you drink out of. They give you fresh, clean, boxed mugs. And Johnny wanted the Nautilus, but the Nautilus is an extremely large alcoholic drink. And the boat is, I think, to get the drink and the glass together is about $50. But we said next time we will get it and you can have the Nautilus. But it just, after having those drinks, which they were big and strong, we didn't want to have a giant Nautilus drink and take that home as well. But next year, or later this year, or in the spring, we'll definitely get it next time we're there. So now it's 8/4, it's Johnny's birthday, and his actual birthday, and all he wanted to do, he wanted to go to Epcot, get on Test Track, and go have surf and turf for dinner. So we wake up early, we drive over to Epcot, and Epcot so far was the only park that seemed it had normal crowd levels for the summer. Nothing was, it wasn't extremely busy. It wasn't uncomfortable in the park. It was really nice. It was, for a lot of the time, it was overcast and drizzly, which is great because Epcot could get really hot and uncomfortable. So what we did, as soon as we got in, we went right to Test Track. We rode Test Track immediately, and we went right up to Test Track. We did the single rider lines. We all got to ride Test Track right away. As soon as we got off Test Track, it started raining a little, and we decided to, you know what, let's hit some of the world and do some stuff there, and hit up some of the food and wine benches, booths. First thing we did, we hit the donut place right outside Test Track. I got the sriracha donut, which was absolutely horrid. I do not recommend it. It was, I don't think you could have made it worse, but I'm sure you could have. Johnny, the special donut today was a cookies and cream donut. He had that, and it was good. So I checked the radar, the storm was coming in, it was drizzling now. We decided to head over to Mexico. We go into Mexico, and we hit up the Tequila Cave, and I got whatever, I saw the drink, a video of the drink online, and I wanted to get it. It's mezcal and tequila and gin, which is, you don't think goes together, but it's that smoke, that passion fruit smoke that they add to it makes the drink really good. It was very tasty. I probably wouldn't get it again. It was a little expensive, but it was very good. And had a cucumber margarita, I think, that was really good as well. And we did that, and then we went into Grand Fiesta Tour, which is always a good time. By the time when we came out, it was still pouring. The rain was right over us. We waited 5 more minutes, did one lap around the shops, went outside, the rain died down. Frozen was only, I think, a 30-minute wait. Hopped right on a Frozen. Haven't been on Frozen in a while because it tends to be extremely long sometimes. So we got on Frozen, and it was fun. After that, we hit up the shops and had to get some of the Norway perfume that she likes. And then we decided to we said we can either go around the world, or we can head over and go on Soarin' and Journey into Imagination and hit the DVC Lounge and relax for a bit. So we decided to cut straight across instead of going around World Showcase, because I think we just wanted to hit Canada for some poutine. But we went across to Journey into Imagination, rode that. There was no wait for it. 5 minutes, I guess. Did that, went up to the DVC Lounge, had some drinks, cooled down, and then instead of going around the World Showcase, because there was another storm coming in and we had dinner reservations later that night, we decided to cut out World Showcase, hit Soarin', hit Nemo, and Spaceship Earth, and then leave. We got on Soarin'. We got to Soarin' right before it started raining again. We got out of Soarin', it stopped. And then we went over to the Seas with Nemo, which we haven't been on for a while. Again, not much of a wait. I think with Nemo, the queue line is actually longer than the ride. When Nemo came out, and then we were gonna hit Spaceship Earth, but it was starting to rain again. And I've already been caught in a massive downpour walking out of Epcot, and it's not fun because there's nowhere to. Once you cross under the monorail station, it's wide open, and we didn't have umbrellas on us this time. So we decided to skip Spaceship Earth, headed back to the car, drove back to the Poly, and decided to relax because we were going out for dinner that night at Narcoosee's. Now, Narcoosee's is a place that I've wanted to eat for a long time. Johnny wanted surf and turf for his birthday, and there are only 2 restaurants on Disney property that serve that. One is the Boathouse at Disney Springs, which we weren't going to because it's always a mess, and there's too many people in COVID times. So we decided to not go there, and we decided to go to Narcoosee's at the Grand Floridian. Now we booked, that was also a late dinner, which was nice because we were able to go outside and watch the fireworks again, but we didn't have to because where our seat was, we could see them all, and it was beautiful, and they pumped the music in. So we had an amazing time at Narcoosee's. The food was fantastic. Expensive, but it was delicious. I think that I had 2 old fashions. I had a standard old fashioned and I had a rye old fashioned, and they were okay. I think California Grill old fashioned is better. The food was delicious. I think we all had surf and turf for Johnny's birthday, and then for dessert we had the chocolate mousse cake. I had it, Johnny had it, and Anne actually got the almond cheesecake, which was, oh my god, it was so good. That was definitely the dessert winner of the night. I have to say, as far as food goes, I think California Grill is a little better for dinner, but for service and ambiance, Narcoosee's wins, hands down. So the next morning we woke up, we left Polynesian Resort, and we drove down to Disney's Vero Beach Resort. This is the first time we've been there, and we have not been on a beach vacation for quite some time. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away, south of Disney, on the Treasure Coast. We got there we decided to leave early because we really wanted to spend time down at this resort and check everything out because we haven't been there. So we left maybe at 10 o'clock. Yeah, about 10. Got there a little before noon. We decided to get changed into our bathing suits because our room wasn't ready, and we were going to go enjoy the pool. And so we were in the pool. We got something from the little Wind and Waves Market for lunch. I think we had the Cuban sandwich, which was awesome. It was so good. And a little after lunch is when my Apple Watch decided it did not feel like working anymore and completely shut down. And my watch ceased to operate for the rest of the trip, and I had to replace it once I got back. That night we went to Wind and Waves, the Wind and Waves restaurant for dinner. It was terrific. Anne got the French onion soup, which was amazing. Me and Johnny split a plate of nachos, and then he had a burger. I don't remember what. No, he had a pizza. It was like a 3-meat pizza with fresh mozzarella on it. It was so good. But it was so much. We like actually saved it and ate it over the course of the week. I don't recall what I had. It wasn't bad, but I don't think it was quite memorable either. But it was great. We had a good time. So we decided to turn in early. Nothing really stays open past 10 o'clock at Vero Beach. And we were hitting the beach early tomorrow. We already reserved a cabana, so we couldn't wait. Next morning, we spent a good amount of time on the beach. The weather was gorgeous, the sun was out. The water was a little dirty because I think it rained the night before. It was kind of storming a little. But it was so nice to be on the beach. We had a great time. We were there most of the day. I think mid-afternoon we decided to take a ride to Publix and pick up some food. We had dinner plans to go out and eat somewhere in Vero Beach, but we canceled them and decided just to make something in the room and relax. When we come back from Publix, we hopped in the pool and spent the night in the pool, and it was really nice. I think we went up to the green room, which is a little bar on property, and they used to have karaoke and trivia and some other stuff in the bar, but I think because of COVID they didn't have it. We went up there, we had a drink, and just relaxed and checked it out, and I think we ordered crab dip, which was very good. Other than that, we relaxed after the beach vacation and after pool. The next morning, me and Johnny booked a fishing trip where they take you to the pond across the road from the Vero Beach Resort, and we did some fishing. There's some bass in there, but I think we just caught some bluegills. I caught 3. One of my poor guys swallowed the hook pretty bad. We couldn't get it out. We tried our best, but we had to cut the line. And Johnny caught 2 fish, 2 bluegills, and it was a lot of fun. And good trick to know, I didn't realize this, hot dogs. Hot dogs work great for fish bait. I had no idea. So that day we had dinner plans that night in Vero Beach. So we were just hanging out in the pool most of the day and relaxing, and we had a good time. Storm rolled in, so everything closes down, and that's the biggest thing about Vero Beach. Everything is with a lot of stuff like the mini golf and the pool. It's all enclosed in the pool, so when it rains or there's lightning strike, pool closes down. There's not a lot to do. I mean, you can hang out in the lobby. They have a little game room with board games, but it tends to get a little crowded once everything closes down. So it was hard to find something to do when the weather got bad. So that night we decided to go out to Cobalt in Vero Beach at Kimper's Vero Beach Resort and Spa. It was a lovely restaurant. The ambiance was beautiful. The hotel was very nice, and I think that's kind of where our nice night stopped. We got there and it took a while to get seated, mainly because I guess the maitre d' and the manager were arguing where to put us, because supposedly where they wanted to put us, they couldn't handle another table. And once we were seated, we chose to sit outside. That was our fault. Seats were uncomfortable. Table was uneven. It took a while to even get water. By the time that came, we got our drink order in. The drinks were fabulous. I have to say, whoever is procuring the cocktail menu is awesome. It was certain combinations that I've never thought of putting together, but they were delicious. I had sort of a old-fashioned, but it had a ginger syrup in it and Bohemian bitters, and it had like a mushroom essence, which is weird. You didn't think it would work, but it was fantastic. And Anne had something like, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was vodka based with maybe Saint Germain liqueur and some cucumber water. It was almost like a cucumber mojito, but it was not on the rocks. It was really good as well. The service was very slow. My food was practically raw. Anne's was overcooked. Johnny got a lobster tail and he was charged $12 for an order of unseasoned fries, which I think is a little excessive. The waitress barely came back to check on us, and then seemed somewhat offended when we just asked for the bill. So we paid it, tipped her, and left. So if you're going to Cobalt, I highly recommend maybe going for happy hour because the drinks are fabulous. Sit up at the bar, I think that's perfect. If you're thinking about it for dinner, I would definitely pass. I think there are better restaurants in the area for the same price if you're looking for something fancy, but that's completely up to you. Your experience might be different. My experience wasn't that pleasant. I probably will not go back there. So the next day we did another beach day. This time instead of renting a cabana, we rented a umbrella and some seats, and it was very enjoyable. The water was extremely clean, much more relaxed. Spent a long time at the beach. When the beach was done, went to the pool, did a long time at the pool. Super relaxing day. Can't remember what I had for lunch that day. Then we went to the Wind and Waves that night as well, where they had this crazy burger that Ann got that was like blue cheese, onion ring, pulled pork, bacon jam. It was like this big, and I got an oak grilled ribeye, which was unbelievable. And Johnny had, I don't know, he was done eating fancy things by that time, so I think he just got chicken nuggets, which he was completely happy with. Me and Ann split the burger, which was so good. And the ribeye was so good after having such a terrible dining experience the night before. Great dining experience that night, and we had a great time. We were kind of done for the day, and we were checking out tomorrow, so we decided to go back to the room, pack everything up, and get prepped. August 9th, we had everything packed. We left out our bathing suits. We were gonna go swimming for a while, so we start swimming. Then at, I think 11 o'clock, they shut the pool down. This lightning storm rolls in, and it wasn't leaving for an hour or two. So I asked again, I say, well, look, we gotta eat lunch. Let's see what's available. We could eat here, which we already did. Or I decided to open up the My Disney Experience app and said, we have to drive up to the airport anyway. Why don't we see what's available by Walt Disney World? And sure enough, there was a reservation for Whispering Canyon Cafe, which is one of our favorite places because one of our DVC properties is at Copper Creek, so Wilderness Lodge is our favorite property. So I say, this is available at 1:30, let's try to make it. We say okay, we load up the car, we take off, we shoot up, I don't even remember the highway names, doesn't matter. We drive back up to Disney property, and we roll into Wilderness Lodge and walk into Whispering Canyon Cafe, and we have a terrific lunch. It was a lot of fun. So after lunch, we decide to hang out at Wilderness Lodge for a little while before we drive to the airport. We talk to some of the cast members, how they're doing, what do they think about the crowds and everything, and they were all in great spirits. I think the only issue that they brought up was that they're so understaffed right now because they haven't been hiring back as much staff as they needed. So, but all the cast members I talked to that day and throughout the course of our trip were so happy that Disney was open, so happy people were back. And I didn't see anyone mistreating any cast members or being rude. I'm sure there were, but everyone I talked to, they were super happy they were back open. They just wish that they had a little more help because they are running a little ragged right now, and it'll get up to speed. It'll get up to speed, and they all said that everything's going to be back to normal in a month or so, and more things will open, and everyone will. It won't be so hectic. So I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. I don't know when the next trip is going to be. I was thinking about booking for Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen because we kind of want to spend Christmas in our new house. But I believe the next time I'm going to go down will be Dapper Day, once they announce dates. So we're looking forward to a spring trip And then of course another summer trip next summer. And I think we're doing all days at Disney World. I don't think we're going down to Vero Beach, but I mean, who knows? We can, there might be a surprise trip to Vero Beach in our future. We loved it. We thought it was amazing. We had so much fun down there. It was so nice and relaxing. It was a great beach vacation. So that's it for my weekly recap. We had a great time on vacation. Now that we're back, the vlogs will start coming up normal. I'll start doing regular recaps. I'm gonna do some more board gaming. I have a bunch of stuff I have to cover. Some more vinyl. I actually might go and even hit the record store today and do some digging through crates. So we will see what happens in the next coming weeks. I'm actually sitting down today to plan out everything I need to do and everything I need to film. So we'll see how that works out. Otherwise, it has been another terrific vacation for me and my family. We had a lot of fun. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You get notified anytime I upload a new video. Any questions or comments, or you have questions about Disney World, Vero Beach, anything we did during the trip, please post them below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.